Hello everyone. In this video series, we're demonstrating installing and setting up OpenVMS version 9.2 on VirtualBox. In the previous video, we have installed OpenVMS and rebooted it once, and now we're ready to set it up. In this video, I will show you how to set up networking and install licenses and layered products, such as compilers. Let's go. After the installation or after you've restarted the virtual machine, you're back in the boot manager. Let's boot from our new system disk, DK0. If you'd rather the system didn't stop at sysboot and boot it automatically from the disk of your choice, enter auto boot DK0 or whatever your disk is. It will boot automatically, giving you 3 or 5 second window when you can press escape and change your mind. Okay, if you're not seeing the username prompt, press enter. And I will log in as system and provide the password that I was entering when installing the system. So I am in, and the first thing that we need to do is install the licenses. I have many of them, so I'll install the one for the system first, set up networking, and then transfer the file over and install the rest of the licenses. So I will create a new file, license.com. Doesn't have to be called this, and I will copy and paste my license into this file. And it only has 2 commands, license register and license load, only for one license, which is the OpenVMS high availability operating environment. All right, running the file, license was loaded, and if you do show license, it is indeed there. And the next thing that we want to do is setting up networking. So I will run this command procedure that resides in sys$startup, TCP/IP $startup, and that will start networking and auto-configure DHCP for us. It asks us if we want to configure DHCP. Yes. If you don't want to configure DHCP, you can then go into TCP/IP $config, which is a command procedure again that resides in sys$manager, and you can configure the IP addresses manually. All right, the network is up, and we can see that we've been assigned an IP address by DHCP. And now I want to set up SSH, OpenSSH. So I will run SSH$startup that resides in the OpenSSH directory. I accept the default group, and it will create the SSH account for me and set up a key pair, and OpenSSH is now configured. Now, to make commands like SSH and SFTP work, we also need to define those commands. And it's a command procedure, and we can run it once, but when we log out, it will not be available anymore. And the commands will not be available to other processes as well, because those are symbols, and symbols only work in the context of a single process. So what we need to do, we need to add this command procedure into our silogin.com, so it runs whenever a user is logged in, and the commands work for every user. So I will now edit the silogin.com. Let's find the interactive part of the command procedure and stack that command procedure in there. Yes, mode interactive. So somewhere here. So I want to run this define commands. And another thing that I want defined for all users is the unzip command that we're about to use because we will install the C compiler. So this defines a foreign command that says if the user uses this symbol, then run this executable. Let's run that to make sure that this is defined for our process now. Let's try and connect to our host machine where I have all the licenses and the C compiler kit. I put the quotes around BSM to make sure that DCL does not normalize it. Entering the password, and we are connected. Let's see. So these are our packs, and this is our C compiler. And let's see. Let's run this script, and this will register all the licenses. It says license is already registered because we registered one of the licenses right after we installed OpenVMS. And if you do license list, they're all in here. And then the next thing is we want to install the C compiler. and we already have the zip file with the C compiler, so we need to unzip it first, and that produces the PCSI files. So we install them with product install C. Yes. The installation of the compiler has updated the DCL tables for my process, but the DCL tables have already been loaded. So to reload the DCL tables, I either need to log out and then log back in, or manually update the DCL tables to make sure the cc command works for me. So let me just do that. Or you can log out and log back in, doesn't matter, it will work anyway. And the C compiler works. So you can now compile and link your applications. This is it. We have a fully functional OpenVMS with networking enabled running on VirtualBox. Leave a comment below to let us know if this is helpful and what other information you need about installing OpenVMS on x86. And feel free to visit our forum, forum.vmssoftware.com, to get more information about migrating to OpenVMS on x86. Have a great rest of your day and see you there.